and it honestly should be illegal to sell. So for the past couple of weeks, I've been absolutely bombarded with advertisements online regarding this drill bit right here. This is one of the most unique little drill bits I've ever seen in my life. It's got 4 cutting serrated edges on top and a very sharp point. Now this one here almost looks like an arrowhead rather than a drill bit. However, they do claim that it can drill through steel, it can drill through wood, it can drill through concrete and cement, ceramic tiles, porcelain tiles, and even glass, all in the one drill bit. Cutting through very, very fast apparently, and multiple holes. So we're about to test it out and see if I've just wasted my money or if this is honestly the real deal. Now, something interesting is I paid about $40 to $50 for 6 drill bits, which is super expensive, delivered to Australia from the US in packaging like this. Now, as soon as we get packaging like this, and especially when it comes in a little bag like this with Chinese writing on it, we know that this is coming from China and it's manufactured in China. The problem with that is that all these companies out there are rebranding or remarketing the exact same product and selling it to us. So we don't actually know if this is a legitimate product or if it's just simply a little fad that's gonna be here for a couple months and then disappear with my money. So let's test it out and see just how well this one here works. So we'll start off with the ceramic tile. This one here is the softer tile. We've got a fresh drill bit just to make sure. We've got no wetting agent, no cooling agent. It's on drill mode, no hammer function, just like in the video. Let's see how this one here goes. All right, so that one there was a bit slower than I was expecting, to be 100% honest, especially on a ceramic tile. It has gone all the way through. You can see the light there on the back. So it did drill through that. It is a super nice and clean hole. However, I really have my doubts with how many holes we can do and also whether or not it's going to go through porcelain tiles. So let me just try and do a couple more holes because I have a feeling it's only going to last for 1 or 2 more holes, but we're about to find out. All right, so that's 3 holes. Not sure if you guys can see. There you go, a bit of steam coming out right there. So I think it's safe to say that that drill bit is absolutely cooked. I really have my doubts now. All right, so ceramic is obviously very, very soft. Generally, once you break through that glazing, it goes through nice and easy. We're gonna really struggle to go through on the porcelain tile. All right, so now we've got a porcelain tile here to test it out. We'll get a fresh drill bit once again. Give it the absolute benefit of the doubt. What do we got here? A 4mm drill bit. All right, let's see how we go with this one here. Once again. All right, so that one there, surprisingly, did go through the porcelain. However, what I'm finding is there might be some inconsistencies in the actual cutting edges. So I think one drill bit is actually better than the other. This one here seems to be cutting a lot better than the other one. However, I am going to do a couple more holes to see just how many we can actually get out of this drill bit. So I'm not sure if you guys can see there, the little serrated edges have actually completely disappeared. We're going to have a very difficult time trying to get one more hole out of this, but let's see how we go. All right, so it's safe to say that on porcelain tiles, we're literally going to get 1.5 holes per drill bit, which is absolute garbage. Let's quickly see if this drill bit here can still go through the ceramic tile before we move on to anything else. Yep, just as I thought, this drill bit is done for. So now we know that we're going to get pretty much 3 holes on a ceramic tile, 1.5 holes on a porcelain tile. I even have my doubts if this thing's going to be able to get through any kind of steel or even timber for that case. I'll still try it, see how it's going to go. And we've still got cement and concrete. Wow, these guys are really pushing their luck. All right, let's see how we go. All right, so we're going to try drill through the concrete paver. Once again, fresh drill bit. Let's see how we go this time around. All right, that's been drilling for a while. The drill bit is still intact. It's gone about halfway down. It doesn't feel like it's actually doing anything anymore. Let's see if we can get it through. Alright, there's no way this is going to get through. And to be 100%, I can even smell it. I can smell that metal heating up really, really quick. This is really, really easy material to drill through as well. There's no aggregate in it. I really don't understand how this thing's supposed to get through reinforced steel, let alone steel. Let's see, let's try out the steel. So once again, we've got a fresh drill bit. We've got 50 by 50 steel post here. This one here is only about 2 to 3 mil in thickness. I honestly don't think it's even going to go through this, but we're about to find out. In the actual infomercial, they were going through steel I-beams, which are probably about 8 to 10 mil thick. So let's see how this one here goes. Alright, that is absolute garbage. This thing is not going to go through. You can see the little dent that it's left there. If I get rid of these little, I wouldn't even call them shavings, I'd call them grindings, because that's all it's been doing, is just been grinding on the metal, causing a tiny little divot. This has been absolutely horrible. I'd even honestly be surprised if it's going to get through timber. Alrighty, once again, another fresh drill bit. Let's see if we can get through the wood. Alright, the funny thing about this is that this isn't even hardwood, obviously it's softwood, it's pine. But if you have a look at the shavings there, you can see how it's darker in color. And I'll take that back, it's not even shavings, it's sawdust. And because what it's been doing is actually grinding the timber down, you can see just how fine that is. That is literally sawdust, and that darker area, that's where it's just burning on the inside. This is probably the worst product ever, and it honestly should be illegal to sell. They shouldn't even be allowed to market this product, let alone ask money for it. So we're going to try the last one, which is drilling through glass. We've got a glass bottle. Once again, fresh drill bit. Let's see if we can actually get through or make some sort of progress. Absolutely minimal pressure here. We don't want it to shatter. Alright, and I think it's safe to say that you guys can see there, there's absolutely, I mean, with glass I could understand to some extent you don't want to cut, you want to grind, but even so, that is doing absolutely nothing. We've got just one little dent in the glass. Everything else, it was just grinding. There was no cutting action whatsoever. Very, very, very disappointing. So now that we've had the opportunity to test out these drill bits, we can safely say that they are absolute garbage, a lot worse than I was actually expecting. We couldn't get through half of the material. I think we got 1.5 holes into a porcelain tile. Concrete or cement, you can barely make a hole in it. We couldn't even make a dent into the steel. Absolute garbage, waste of money. Hopefully you guys are all enjoying these videos. As always, like, comment and subscribe. Until next time, I'm Bill. Thanks for watching Billshowto.